So recently I've had a crazy transformation where I lost 6 kilograms in just 50 days, but I still gained muscle. No calorie counting, no bullshit, just a complete different mindset shift and the right approach. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I did it in 4 simple steps so that you can do the exact same too. The following video is generally life changing if you take action from it and actually follow what's said. Personal trainers aren't going to want you to watch this video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the video and let's transform your life. Let's go. So straight into it. First thing that you should do, the most important thing, before you even try and start, because it's all good starting, you need to have these mindset shifts before you start, or else you're not going to follow, you're not going to stick to it. And trust me, because these are the mindset shifts I've had with myself. But I realized I needed these mindset shifts. So I'm going to tell you what they are. So discipline over motivation. You know, at the end of the day, motivation only gets you so far. Motivation runs out. You've got to really sit and think to yourself, how badly do you really want this? How badly do you want to change? Are you just going to do it for a week and that's it? Or do you actually really want to change your life? And you've got to, honestly, like things that I've done, is write down habits that I wanted to implement and into my life and actually stick to it. And, you are going to get feelings of, temptations and stuff like that of not sticking to it. But you need to learn to actually not act how you feel, but act how you actually really want to behave and act like the future version of yourself. And how are you going to get to that end goal of what you want? How are you going to end up on day 50 and look like that? You're going to have to be disciplined every day, in my opinion. Obviously, like I said there, cheat days will slow down your progress, and it's just facts. It will slow down. Like I didn't have any cheat days, any cheat meals during that 50 days, but I was very disciplined, to be honest. I was disciplined to the extreme, don't get me wrong, but I still enjoyed my food. I'm going to go into food later down the line in another slide, but this is step 1. So cheat days will slow down your progress because you always get these people who treat yourself, don't worry. But if you want to transform yourself within 50 days or you want to transform yourself in a short amount of time, if you realize how badly you want it, you've realized that from the discipline and you really want this, you've got to sacrifice those cheat days. Delayed gratification is a real thing. And how badly do you want it? How badly do you want to change? Because having these treats or treat yourself is going to slow down your progress, and it's a fact. But at the end of the day, building sustainable habits over quick results. Realistically speaking, it's all about building sustainable habits. It's being more conscious of every decision that you're making, building habits, and not going from one to the extreme and not being able to sustain it over a long period of time. It is all about consistency. And I've said that on another point there. Consistency is everything. And that's with the diet, that's with the exercise. And it's not about going from one extreme to the other. It's not about doing nothing and then going to doing everything. It's about just being more conscious of everything you're doing. And obviously I know the process, I know the diet and the exercise that I needed to follow, and I just implemented it. I know this because when I was in an office job, I did the exact same transformation. So if you are in an office job and you're thinking, is this gonna work? It will do, because I did it in an office job. And it is about building them sustainable habits, which I'll go about moving your body more, getting your steps up, making them baby steps, taking that action, and actually having these mindset shifts is so important. Some days you're not going to want to do it, but you know what? Your results don't care about how you're feeling. You've got to get up and do it anyway, because what happens is that when you do take action, you build momentum. And then when you see the progress, which for me, both of my transformations from real life experience took me around 3 to 4 weeks where I noticed progress. Even this transformation here that you can see on the right, although it looks really good, it took me 3 to 4 weeks before I even saw any progress. And that's what I put there. Results do take time. That's another thing. That's why it's about building sustainable habits, being disciplined with it. Even if you can't see results after 2-3 weeks, doesn't matter. Stick to the process, trust the process. And I'm going to teach you everything of what to eat, what to train, and how to do it anyway. So if you stick to this, these are the results. This is why I put the progress pictures in, because look at the dates. I put the dates in 25th of April to the 15th of June. I think it is 51 days, but it doesn't sound as good, does it? But, it works. And I'm telling you, after 3 to 4 weeks, after maybe 2 to 3 weeks, you might not even see anything. But as long as you're building these sustainable habits and you're being disciplined and you're sticking to it, and you keep reminding yourself how badly you want it, because that is the biggest mindset shift. You've got to be disciplined over motivation. Motivation only lasts so long, and if you do it for 2 weeks and you're motivated, you're not going to see progress, and you're just going to go back to your old ways. It's about building sustainable habits, following a diet that you actually enjoy, and making just better choices. Being more conscious of the choices that you're making through the day, and just making the better ones and actually celebrating every win as well. I'd put that in a mindset shift. Celebrate the small wins because it really does add up. They're compound. They're what matters. When you wake up, don't eat cereal for breakfast. I'll show you. I'll tell you what, the diet is coming next. Is coming soon. So stick around. That's a big step. All of these mindset shifts I had, and it doesn't matter how much you follow the diet. If you don't have these mindset shifts, you're not going to be able to stick to it. How badly do you want it? If you do want it a lot, let's continue the rest of the video and I'll tell you how to get this transformation. It is right. Building the sustainable habits, building habits that you can do consistently over a long period of time. That is how you change your life. It's not doing something that you can't do, something that you can't enjoy. You got to enjoy the process, fall in love with the journey, not even think about the results. Just trust the process and be disciplined. So step 2, gym tips. So I am very aware that you might be listening to this now and you've never been to the gym before, or you just go to the gym, but your intensity level just isn't there. So you just go in for the sake of it. That's absolutely fine. We all start somewhere. That's one thing. And you might be bad at the start, but that's the whole point. I'm practicing what I'm preaching right now with Muay Thai. I'm learning a martial art and I'm rubbish at the start. And I'm doing this alongside with you. I'm starting something that I'm rubbish at now. And I want to show you what is possible if you just stick to the discipline, stick to the mindset shifts and just keep turning up, even though you might not see the improvement straight away. But yeah, for the gym, these are solid tips for beginners, right? Because going to the gym is very important. Obviously, this is coming from a man's perspective, so I'm talking to men here, really. But women as well, going to the gym, improving your body is very important. But building them good habits is how you get transformations like that. It's this didn't happen overnight. This took that's a 3-year difference, I'll be honest. But that is 3 years of your whole life think of it like that. It's not a long time, and that's just coming from enjoying the process and just sticking to the habits and sticking to the process that I know. But these are really good tips. So these are gym tips that I recommend you do. And if you need any help, just follow me on Instagram and ask me. But the first one, I'm going to go for the Gymshark training app. It is on the App Store and it's completely free. What that app does is it shows you exactly how to do the workouts. So if you're someone who's a beginner and you're a bit struggling and you're a bit shy, which is fine, everyone's got that gym anxiety, it happens. Or if you just put your headphones on, you watch the Gymshark training app and you look at the exercises to do. If you want to go and do back, for instance, I can tell you a little split that I can do. If you want to message me on Instagram, I will help you. But if you go on that Gymshark training app, you viewed all the back exercises you want and you just watch the videos and they'll show you how to do the exercise. This is something that I implemented here at this stage, genuinely. So this comes from real life experience when I was looking like that. So this definitely works. So go on the Gymshark training app, watch the videos, look at the back exercises to do and just look at the ones that you think you can easily do. And then what you do then is you then buy a notepad. And what I mean by that is just like a little gym journal. You can get them on eBay. Again, if you don't know where to find it, message me on Instagram, xmuaythai. I will send you the link. I say I'm not earning any money from this. This is coming from real life experience and real value. And this can change your life if you implement it because, it generally has changed my life, this advice. I'm giving it away for free. Your personal trainer's not going to want you to see this, or any personal trainer. I'm not making any money from it. I'm doing it from the love, and I really want to educate people and lift people up. This is why I'm telling you. But if you get a notepad, a gym journal, what you then need to do is then before you go to the gym, this is because a lot of people go to the gym with no plan. Before you go to the gym, you write down the exercises you are going to do from looking at the Gymshark training app, which tells you all for free. You write down the exercises you want to do, and then when you go to the gym, you're going to do 4 sets of 8. So 8 reps. 4 sets of 8 reps with do a 2-minute rest in between. This is for start. And then what you're going to do, you're going to write down the exact weight you do each time. And you want to push yourself, you want to really push yourself to the limit. And ideally on the last set, you want to go till failure. So that means that you're not going to be able to do another one. This is just to start. By the end of the workout, you've done it for all of these exercises. You can just do 4 or 5 back exercises to start, which you've wrote down from the Gymshark training app. If you're struggling knowing how to do it when you're at the gym, you just go on the Gymshark training app and they'll show you again, just to remind you. Then each week you go, just do the exact same, and then you just do a little bit extra on the weight. You put slightly more tension on the muscle. You're going to get stronger by doing that. If you do that every week, even if it's just 1 kilogram extra you're lifting every week, over the course of a year, over the course of 3 years, this isn't even me proper doing this for the course of 3 years, by the way. Can't lie. But if you did that over a course of the year, if you did it over the course of 3 months, like you've seen on the last slide, that's what I've been doing. You're going to see massive progress. And that is just from tracking your workouts. And this is something that people don't do. And it's the biggest mistake people do who go to the gym is that they don't track the workouts. They don't progressively overload. And that just means that each time you go, you're increasing the amount of tension on your muscles, aka you're increasing the weight each time you go. The only way you do that is by getting a notepad and writing it down. And consistency tops everything. It really does. And discipline, I said it on the last slide, there are going to be times where you're not going to want to go to the gym. But if you can just get into a habit of going 3 times a week, forcing yourself to go, trust me, just think of the end goal. Think of the end goal. You're going to have these thoughts that are going to tell you, I don't want to go today. You have the power to just overcome them by just going, forcing yourself. Right. And what really helped me, because I had these thoughts as well when I first started there, what really helped me was going on the Gymshark training app, writing down the workout before I go. So it's like, I'm not just winging it. I'm going there with a set plan. I'm just going to do a little bit heavier. And then after the workout, you're going to feel so much better and you're going to feel so much happier that you actually went, because they're the wins that you need to celebrate along the journey. Is that them times that you go to the gym when you don't feel like it and you actually went there and you lifted heavier. Honestly, you will have such a good feeling. If you do that over the course of just 3 months, like I've done, you will gain a lot more muscle. And yeah, getting a gym buddy is also going to really help. Ideally, if you're a beginner, you want to go with people who are stronger than you, who are going to motivate you to do better, or just people who are on the same vibe. You don't want someone who's going and not taking it serious, really. Obviously, you can have a laugh. That's the main thing, really. You want to train and have fun, but you also want to stick to the plan, stick to the goals, and stick to lifting heavier and push yourself, push each other. Right now I'm in Thailand, and when I'm in the gym, I'm doing it by myself. So I'm having to push myself. Ideally, if I had a gym buddy there who was pushing me even more, I could probably squeeze an extra few kilograms each side. But when you don't have anyone to spot you, it's difficult. But again, you write down each week, you just get a little bit heavier. You just lift, even if it's just 1 kilogram, you just lift a little bit heavier each time you go every week. Don't stress about it. Again, like I said from the last slide, don't think about the results straight away. Just think about the habits of just keeping on going. Again, if you really are struggling, message me. I will help you for free. Honestly, I will give you the advice for free. I mean, this itself is great advice. And honestly, this is what's transformed my life and transformed my body in the course of 3 months. And this is going extra, really. There are other, like I said, this is just for the beginners. But if you need any help, like anyone who's more intermediate and advanced, I would just recommend doing the same, really. Maybe just do more drop sets, myo reps. Maybe just, progressive overload is the main thing, really. And it's something that a lot of people don't do. Slide 3. As you can see, I'm in a different vest. It's a new day. The camera just went off randomly and I couldn't get it back up running. But don't worry, I'm here to save the day, because this step is the most important one. The reason why this is the most important, because realistically speaking, you do not need to do any of the other 3 slides if you don't want to. As long as you have your diet on point and you consume less calories than you burn, you're going to lose fat regardless. This is the most important, because you could do all the exercise in the world. You can go to the gym as many times as you want. You can do all the cardio in the world. If your diet is crap and you're eating so much rubbish and processed crap, you're not going to lose any weight. The one thing that people don't do right, and it's why people are fat at the end of the day. Sorry to break it to you. If you look at your belly and you've got a big belly, this is the reason why. It's your diet. But the best thing about it is that if you can get this on point for the next few months, you can transform your life. So luckily, I have all the answers for you. So don't worry. One step to follow, it's this one, because it works. And just look at my transformation. This is exactly what I ate during the 50 days. Obviously, I was very disciplined. Let's start in the morning. You wake up, you're going to feel a little bit hungry when you wake up. It's normal. The reason being is because during your sleep, you're going to breathe a lot. You're going to lose a lot of sweat. And you also lose calories as well. So you lose a lot of sweat, breathe a lot, so you lose a lot of water. So you will be dehydrated when you wake up. And your body sometimes, and this is through the day as well, your body sometimes mistakes dehydration for being hungry. What you tend to find, and this goes for the same through the day as well. So if you get hungry through the day, always go for the bottle of water first. And what you really want, you want to buy some electrolytes as well. I don't recommend any other supplements other than electrolytes. I don't even know if it is a supplement, really, because you can hydrate with salt, with like Celtic salt, Himalayan salt. But if you get some electrolytes, they're pretty cheap, because obviously when you do sweat, it's not just water that you lose a lot of the electrolytes. So make sure you replenish yourself. with some electrolytes and water. And yeah, what you tend to find is that when you are hungry in the morning, you are dehydrated, and when you have quite a bit of water, 1 liter of water in the morning, you tend to find that your appetite goes. And what I'd recommend after 90 minutes, if you still feel a little bit hungry, have a coffee. The reason why you want to have a coffee after 90 minutes is because when you wake up, your body produces cortisol. So you want to wait 90 minutes. That way, when you have a coffee, you're not gonna have the afternoon crash. And this comes from Andrew Huberman, as you all know, is an expert. So you don't have, if you don't trust me, that's fine. But trust Andrew Huberman. That's where I got the advice from, and it works. And what you tend to find after you have a coffee is it delays your appetite a lot. Really, it does. It is a cheat code. Everyone does it. Everyone who's in really good shape will do this as well. It's not just me. It works. Have a coffee. It delays your appetite, gives you a bit of mental clarity, gives you that boost as well. If you're working, for instance, you're going to have that hunger inside you to work. What you tend to find is if you're eating cereal in the morning, just processed carbs and rubbish, you're gonna be a bit sluggish. You're gonna crave a little bit more as well. You're gonna, you want to have some sugar and stuff like that. Nah, don't do this in the morning. You hydrate in the morning when you wake up. After 90 minutes, usually when you get to work or whatever, have a coffee. You'll be absolutely fine. You won't be hungry after that. Trust me. During the actual transformation, what I did is I wouldn't eat up until about 12 p.m. and it was fine. Maybe sometimes half 11, but around half 11, 12 p.m., when you start to get hungry, that's when you want to replenish your body with good nutrition. And that I've put it here. You want meat, beef steak is probably the best, really. But chicken, beef, I tend to not eat pork just because it comes from a pig. And I think pigs, I don't want to eat pigs. They're an ugly, dirty animal, aren't they? Let's be honest. And they're not. I don't want to be eating that because look at them. Whereas a cow, chicken, they're eating good. They're healthy. So have chicken and have eggs. So I eat twice a day. This is what I was eating during my transformation, which is what the video is about. So I'm going to tell you. So what I ate, obviously at the start, I stuck with 2 eggs per meal. So I'd have 4 eggs a day. Now I've doubled it really. So I eat 4 eggs per meal twice a day. So, when you first start, if you just try it out with 2 eggs to start with a high amount of chicken. Like you see there, that's what I had basically. What you want to do with your protein, you want to aim for about 1.5 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight that you have. So for instance, I'm 80 kilograms. That's how much I weigh. So I would aim for about 150 to 160 grams of protein. Just try and double the amount of grams of protein per kilogram that you have. That's probably the best thing to do. Personally, I don't even track the amount of protein. I don't track my calories and didn't track my calories during the transformation. I just made sure I stuck to this. You tend to find that if you don't eat till 12 p.m., and you delay your fast and you have the coffee, you hydrate, and you eat twice a day, and then you eat fruit in between. Obviously, if you do train and you need carbs, which is what I did. I trained Muay Thai during this time as well. So what I did for my carbohydrates is I ate fruits like mangoes, bananas, watermelon, natural carbohydrates. That is what you want. And I've put the fuck carbs and processed bullshit. And what I mean by that is things like squares bars. You need to cut out pasta, cut out noodles, cut out bread, cut out chips, cut out all that rubbish, all like carbs like that you do not need. Noodles, pasta, you need to quit all of that. The reason being is that you want your body to like enter a stage called ketosis. What that then does is when you do exercise or when you're just going about your daily life and you're walking around and you're breathing and you're burning calories, your body will then use the fat, your own fat as fuel. So you look down, look at your belly. Your body is going to then be trained to use your body fat as fuel rather than the food that you're eating. That's what you want. You do not need to eat carbs and processed bullshit like squares bars, cereal, anything like that, pasta, rice. Cut it all out. Honestly, replace the rice with eggs and vegetables. And trust me, that little change will change your physique if you just stick to it. And please, you've got to stick to it as well. You can't just get your carbs from fruit. That's what I did because I trained Muay Thai twice a day, which was very intense. And I didn't eat rice. I didn't eat any carbs. So I got through it. So will you. If you're just training once or twice a day, people always say like, oh, but I train and I train. You can get your carbs from fruit, have some coffee, have some pre-workout, and just get through it. You'll be absolutely fine. And what a very important thing to do is buy the electrolytes as well, because during your workouts, that is a thing that where you can get your energy from, is from electrolytes and hydrating your body with the right electrolytes, which is very important, which a lot of people don't do, which this is why I'm stressing it to you, because it's important. Just look at the things that you lose during when you sweat. It's not just water. So many important electrolytes that you lose when you sweat. So make sure you replenish your body with what it needs, and that's, you tend to find that gives you the energy and the boost. If I train Muay Thai without electrolytes, completely different than when I train them. I have so much more energy. But that is the main thing. Fruit, again, I had coconut smoothies, mango smoothies. As long as you don't add any sugar to it, it's absolutely fine. Yeah, they're the type. That's the type of energy that you want. You want whole foods. Stick to whole foods. Anything processed, stay away from. You tend to find that if you stick with whole foods, you eat twice a day, and when you do snack, it's going to be things like fruit shakes, things like that. If you get hungry through the day, drink some water and electrolytes. Have a coffee. As long as it's not really too late in the day, have a coffee. Yeah, and you'll tend to find if you eat twice a day, you won't need to count the calories. Obviously, if you want to be really strict, what I would do is you could download an app called MyFitnessPal. That's really good, and just aim to burn 500 calories a day, and then 3,500 calories is 1 pound of body fat. So if you're burning 500 calories on average a day. But the reason why I don't like people to count calories is because people get too obsessed over it, and that's not what I'm preaching. What I'm preaching is build the good habits, enjoy your food, enjoy the process, enjoy the training, enjoy everything, and just enjoy the process. And the results are going to be inevitable. If you're really stressing about calories and worrying, that is not what is going to change your life long term. Stressing about calories and aim for the protein. For now, just aim for the protein. Eat the eggs, the chicken, cut out the bullshit carbs, cut out all the rice, rubbish, and make sure another thing I want to mention is make sure you season your chicken to how you like it. This diet for me is very nice because I season the chicken. I like spice. So yeah, season your chicken, add some sauce that you like. The eggs, you can make omelets, fried eggs, scrambled eggs, doesn't matter. And for me, sticking to this routine every day wasn't boring because I enjoyed it. Yeah, it is the same, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, routines are the same, but if they're a winning routine and they're a winning diet and you're going to reap the rewards, then just stick to it. And two little cheat codes there at the bottom. Obviously, if you do work in an office in England or wherever you're from, meal prepping is going to change the game for you. It's going to save you a lot of money, but also you're not going to, if you meal prep, it's very simple. What I used to do, I used to get like chicken drumsticks, chicken breast from Asda, Aldi, wherever. Just put them in the air fryer, season them how you want. Boil. I boiled like 20 eggs at the start of the week, and then just put them in the fridge and just eat them through the week, 4 a day, bring them to work. Yeah, it might be boring, but you're eating nutritional food. You're going to save yourself a lot of money, and also you're going to save your health as well. So make sure you meal prep. Meal prepping is worth the time and energy. Luckily, I'm in Thailand. I don't need to meal prep anymore. Yes, that's a W. But if you're in an office job, this is what I did when I got my transformation. Is I meal prepped, and it's very important. And then also, cheat code is cauliflower rice. If you're from England, if you go in the frozen section in Asda, Tesco, you'll probably see them in Aldi as well. Cauliflower rice, if you really love rice and you like the texture of it, cauliflower rice is amazing. It's the same texture. It's got barely any calories, no carbs, and yeah, it's a very good substitute. And if you're not aware of it, yeah, let me put you on. The final one, again, this is how I personally shredded within 50 days, really, in such a quick amount of time. Obviously, I signed up to a Muay Thai camp for a month. So I was doing Muay Thai twice a day. So that means like the amount of cardio and the amount of calories that I was burning was incredible, really. So I was in a major calorie deficit. But even then, it still took me 3 to 4 weeks to even notice progress generally. So just remember that when you're in your journey of transform yourself. But yeah, the main things, like I say, is just build them sustainable habits. So aim for a minimum of 10K steps per day. So what I did a few years ago when, after lockdown, when I did my first transformation, really, and what I did is I invested in just like a step monitor. So like a Fitbit, for instance, that's what I did. You don't have to get a Fitbit. You can just get any little step tracker. They have one on your phone, but if you can get one on your wrist, it's better because you don't take your phone everywhere. So it's a little bit more accurate. So if you could just invest in one of them, it's not a lot of money. That's what I would highly recommend. and just aim for 10k steps per day, and just build the habits of going on a morning walk. Don't have to be a lot. Going on a night walk in between, on your break at work, if you're working, go on a walk. It's going to be really good for your mental health as well. So it's like, if you can build them good habits, that's really good. And then if you could start a sport, for instance, I love five-a-side football, but also I've been doing a bit of rugby in Thailand as well, which I love. So that things like that, like anything that you find fun personally, or Pilates, even like yoga can be good. Any group classes as well. There's a lot of them, like high intense interval training group classes. They're amazing because you're with people, but also you're with people who are probably better than you, and they will inspire you, and you're going to be part of a community, which makes it a lot more easier to be consistent, I think, if you're in that sort of environment where there are people around you on the same energy as you and they're motivating you. I would highly recommend just sign up to like a group class. They're not really that expensive, to be honest, like for what you get. And, it can keep a lot of people consistent for longer as well. Obviously, I do always recommend going in the gym and getting a gym buddy, because obviously building your muscle and stuff like that is important. But if you really don't enjoy going to the gym, just sign up to a group class instead. It will really help you stay consistent. And sometimes, if you lose the body fat and stuff like that, and you get really fitter in the group classes, usually that gives you the confidence to then go to the gym. So if you want to, skip the gym for now and just stick to a group class, try something different, that is fine in my opinion. Do a sport, Muay Thai, boxing, five-a-side, Pilates, anything you think of. What's the one with the pole and stuff like that girls do? Like stuff like that's fine. Anything that you find interesting, just start it. And you're not going to be good at the start. You're just not. But that's the beautiful thing is, you start, you get better, you enjoy the process, and that is exactly what I'm doing with my Muay Thai journey right now. I'm training Muay Thai really as a beginner in Thailand, and I'm practicing what I preach in that. By starting right now, I'm not that good. I've just done, did a video yesterday doing my first private session. So check it out if you're interested in martial arts and see me start something I'm bad at and then improve, and practicing what I'm preaching right now to you, to start that sport, to start your journey of transforming yourself, because all it takes is action. It's all it takes is just that penny drop moment. It's just like, you know what, today is the day I'm going to make them better choices. And that is what is possible for you with the mindset shifts, with the diet, with the cardio, with the gym. If you just make a few better, if you create these better habits consistently, over time, it's going to build and build, and that's where the momentum builds. And when you see the progress, you're going to be addicted, and you're never going to want to stop. And that is where your life changes. And yeah, the cardio will really accelerate the fat loss. That is what's going to help. The HIIT training is also very good. At the end of each session, if you're at the gym, if you just get on the skis and just go all out, I've been doing 5 rounds of 45 seconds. If you just go all out, everything you can, it's going to be like an extra 5 minutes on top of your workout. And it's going to make a massive difference, especially over time. Every time you go to the gym, just 3 times a week, if you're doing HIIT training, because with HIIT training, you're burning calories way after the session's done, when your body's still recuperating the oxygen to get into the blood and stuff like that. It really does work. HIIT training is amazing. Sprints, rowing, as long as you're really trying your best as well. Don't half-ass it, in my opinion. You may as well, if you're there in the gym, you may as well just give it your all, because that is where the real growth happens. That's where you get the transformations. And yeah, trying your very best is one of the few things you can control. So why not do it? Do it. This is coming from me. It's coming from, a real experience of me transforming my body. And that is what I did. So I advise you, I'm going to strongly want you to do your best and transform your body the same way I have, because, this is why I'm making the video. I want to uplift people. I want to inspire people. I want to show you what's possible if you put your mind to it, because it is possible with the mindset shifts and everything I've taught in this video. If you action it and you do it for 28 days, you're going to see the progress, and you're never going to want to stop. But all it takes is you to take action. I can tell you everything that you need now, which I have done. You just have to take action. Rewatch some of the steps if you want to. But if you need any more help, let me know. And what I will do, obviously, I'm happy to do any videos if anyone wants me to give any other ideas, any other advice. But what I'm going to do, mainly for men, is I'm going to tell you what supplements I take and what things you can do in order to boost your testosterone, which I believe is a very important factor in terms of going to the gym for a man. So I'm going to give you a lot more tips, I think, in a future video, just for the people who are more intermediate to advanced, who want to take it up a notch. I'm going to tell you the supplements I've been taking, because I've increased the levels even more now. from the supplements I've took. So yeah, that's going to be on a future video though. But for now, much love. If you need anything, let me know. But yeah, we'll see you on the next one.